Merry Christmas, everybody. I don't think 50 years ago when I worked on Star Wars that we'd be buying Star Wars toys. And I threw all that stuff out. Can you imagine? Yeah, well, I got my Christmas Yoda here. I rub his belly and make a wish. Sitting on my head. He says, "Get this guy off my ass, would you?" That's him talking, not me. This is the year of forgiveness. We got to forgive each other for everything. I think Bernie Sandler forgave Clinton. No, she forgave him. That's right. Yeah, I forget who's wrong. Nobody's wrong when everybody's right or when everybody's left. Depends on whether you're a Republican or a Democrat. Anyway, he apologized to her. And now Trump is demanding an apology. He wants an apology because of a comment she had made. And I think that we ought to get, you know, it would be funny. The apology ought to be delivered secondhand by Steve Harvey. I think he ought to go to Hillary and say, you know, I'd like to apologize for Mr. Trump because he's getting so good at it. Can you imagine being Miss Universe and then you're not Miss Universe? We should do that in the White House, right? Trump gets elected, and then we get him up to the platform and say, well, we recounted the votes and you didn't really win. How would he like that? You wouldn't. Nobody wants to have something taken away from them, except for a lifetime sentence, you know, in prison. We'd like that taken away. Now, we're a society that's all screwed up in many ways, but also we got a lot of good, and I can't think of anything right now, but we have a lot of good in our society. That's just great. And we watch the news now to see who did what wrong, and we're entertained. We're highly entertained by all of these political elections that are held every day because we have not had a lot going on in our heads. Today it was all about the elevator that got stuck at SeaWorld. We did a whole show on elevators today, on an elevator at SeaWorld in Orlando, Florida. An elevator got stuck. Now, like, this is the only elevator in history that ever gets stuck. No terrorism, nothing. Nobody, listen, I was stuck in an elevator during the blackout in New York. I was stuck with Bobby Vinton. Now, well, he was stuck with me. Depends on how you look at it. And a guy named Hugo Winterhalter. We were stuck in an elevator. It was a blackout. We didn't have any air. We had no light. And we're not smart enough to put one on the other shoulder to get out of that hole because we didn't know what was outside of the elevator if we crawled out anyway. And the other guy I was with was so fat he couldn't get through it. Anyway, it was miserable, but we lived through the blackout. It was an elevator that got stuck. I had that happen on my show a couple of years ago. The Amazing Kreskin had already arrived. He emceed the show along with Kramer while I was in the elevator that didn't make it up to the floor, and those guys went on without me. And I almost lost my job that way because everybody realized how good they are and how bad I was. How great thou art. It's a Christmas time, though. I'm going to spend it with the family. I have this wonderful gift that I'm going to give my ex-wife. I'm going to give her the money that I owe her from the terrible times that we had in earlier years. I'm giving her a check for $100. And also a 15-minute shopping spree for my grandchildren at Rite Aid. It's awful, isn't it? I know, the material's awful too. But so what? Oh, Merry Christmas, everyone, from the Reynolds family, or what's left of us. It's a Reynolds rap.